As we grow older, we often assume that passing away in old age happens suddenly, but in reality, the body begins sending quiet warning signals long before the final moments arrive. These changes can begin months, sometimes even a year, before life reaches its final stage. The problem is that many people overlook these signs, dismissing them as just natural aging. However, when looking back, families often realize the clues were there all along: small shifts in energy, appetite, memory, or overall health. Recognizing these early warning signs is essential for several reasons. First, it allows families to prepare both emotionally and practically for what's ahead. Knowing what to expect can help loved ones make informed decisions about medical care, living arrangements, and end-of-life wishes. Second, it offers a chance to create meaningful moments together. Many families regret not spending enough time with their elderly loved ones, assuming there would always be more time. Understanding these signs early can prompt families to cherish every moment, make final memories, and ensure their loved ones feel loved. And, most importantly, paying attention to these signs can help ensure that a person's final stage of life is filled with comfort and dignity. Instead of struggling with unnecessary medical interventions, families can focus on making their loved ones feel at ease, providing emotional support, and respecting their wishes. Death is a natural part of life, and while it can be difficult to accept, understanding these subtle messages from the body can make the journey less stressful and more peaceful for both the individual and their family. One of the most noticeable and concerning signs that a person may be in their final stage of life is persistent fatigue and extreme weakness. This is not just the typical tiredness that comes after a long day. It is a profound exhaustion that does not improve with rest. Simple daily tasks like getting out of bed, walking across a room, or even engaging in a short conversation can feel overwhelmingly difficult. Many families assume that this is just part of aging, but in reality, it is often a sign that the body is conserving its remaining energy as it gradually slows down. As organ function declines, the body starts prioritizing essential processes. The heart may not pump as efficiently, circulation weakens, and muscles do not receive the same level of oxygen and nutrients they once did. This results in a noticeable decrease in mobility and overall stamina. Many elderly individuals begin sleeping much more, needing longer naps during the day, and finding it harder to stay awake for extended periods. Some even experience sudden drops in energy, appearing alert one moment and completely drained the next. This change can also have an emotional toll. Seniors who once took pride in their independence may feel frustrated or embarrassed that they can no longer do what they used to. They may begin to withdraw from conversations, avoid social activities, and spend more time sitting in silence. Family members often struggle to understand why their loved one has become so inactive, but the reality is that forcing them to push through won't help. The best approach is to respect their limits, encourage small movements when possible, and focus on creating a comfortable, stress-free environment where they feel loved and supported. As the body approaches its final stage, one of the most profound and heartbreaking changes is a noticeable decline in cognitive function and social engagement. A person who was once sharp, engaged, and aware may begin to experience memory lapses, difficulty following conversations, or moments of disorientation in familiar places. These changes can happen gradually, often beginning months or even a year before passing, making them easy to overlook or dismiss as normal aging. Cognitive decline in the elderly is often linked to reduced oxygen and blood flow to the brain. As circulation weakens, the brain struggles to function at its usual level, leading to forgetfulness, confusion, and trouble making decisions. In some cases, individuals may repeat themselves frequently, forget names, or lose track of time, even if they previously had no history of memory issues. Additionally, emotional withdrawal is common. Someone nearing the end of life may lose interest in conversations, disengage from social activities, or prefer long periods of solitude. This is not because they don't care about their loved ones, but because their brain no longer processes interactions the same way. Loud environments can feel overwhelming, and even simple discussions may become exhausting. Another key sign is a shift in mood and personality. Some individuals become more irritable, anxious, or frustrated, while others may appear unusually calm or indifferent to things that once mattered to them. These changes can be difficult for families to witness, as it may feel like they are losing their loved one before they are actually gone. The best approach is patience, reassurance, and gentle engagement. Even if they don't always respond, the presence of loved ones provides comfort and a sense of familiarity in their final stage of life. One of the most telling signs that an elderly person is approaching their final stage of life is a noticeable decline in their immune system. What once may have been a minor cold or a small cut now takes significantly longer to heal, and infections become more frequent and harder to fight off. Families often dismiss these recurring illnesses as normal, but in reality they signal that the body is losing its ability to defend and repair itself. Common infections in seniors nearing the end of life include pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, skin infections, and even gum disease. These infections don't just happen more often, they last longer, require stronger medications, and often return shortly after treatment. In some cases, antibiotics that used to work effectively no longer seem to help, as the body's weakened systems struggle to recover. Additionally, wounds or bruises take longer to heal due to poor circulation. Blood flow slows down, preventing essential nutrients and oxygen from reaching the skin and muscles, leading to persistent sores, especially in those who are bedridden or less mobile. Another concerning factor is that infections in the elderly often don't present typical symptoms. Instead of a fever or severe pain, an infection may show up as increased fatigue, confusion, or loss of appetite. This can make it difficult for family members to recognize the severity of the situation until the infection has progressed significantly. At this stage, the focus should shift from aggressively treating every infection to prioritizing comfort and quality of life, ensuring good hygiene, keeping the skin moisturized, and providing gentle care can help minimize suffering while allowing loved ones to spend their remaining time with dignity and peace. As an elderly person approaches the final stage of life, one of the most noticeable physical changes is a shift in their breathing patterns and circulation. These signs can be subtle at first. Perhaps a loved one begins breathing more slowly, or pauses between breaths become more frequent. Over time, these changes become more pronounced, signaling that the body is conserving its remaining energy and that vital organs are not functioning as efficiently as before. One common breathing pattern seen in the final months or weeks of life is Cheyne-Stokes respiration, where the person's breathing alternates between deep, rapid breaths and long pauses. This irregular pattern can be unsettling for family members, but it is a natural part of the body's transition. Another sign is an increased struggle to breathe, even with minimal exertion. Simply shifting positions, sitting up, or speaking might leave them feeling winded. Some may begin breathing through their mouth more often, or prefer to sleep in an upright position to ease discomfort. Poor circulation is another clear indicator that the body is preparing for its final phase. Hands, feet, and even the nose or ears may feel unusually cold to the touch. The skin may appear pale, bluish, or mottled, especially in the fingers and toes. This occurs because the heart is no longer pumping blood as efficiently, and the body is prioritizing circulation to essential organs rather than extremities. For family members, these changes can be distressing, but the focus should be on comfort rather than intervention. Keeping the room cool, offering small sips of water, and using soft blankets can help ease discomfort. At this stage, the most important thing is being present, offering reassurance, and creating a peaceful environment where your loved one feels safe and at ease. As we come to the end of this discussion, it's important to take a step back and reflect on the 5 key signs that may indicate an elderly loved one is in their final year of life. Significant weight loss, extreme fatigue, cognitive decline, frequent infections, and major changes in breathing or circulation are all signals that the body is slowly winding down. While these signs can be difficult to accept, recognizing them early allows families to provide better care, cherish meaningful moments, and ensure that their loved one's final stage of life is filled with dignity and peace. Many people assume that aging and death come suddenly, but the truth is the body often gives subtle warnings months or even a year in advance. Rather than fearing these changes, families can embrace them as an opportunity to prepare emotionally and practically. This means shifting the focus from trying to reverse decline to making the most of the time left, whether that's through deep conversations, shared experiences, or simply creating a comforting environment. If you're noticing these signs in a loved one, know that you are not alone. Many families have walked this path before, and while it's never easy, being prepared can help bring strength, patience, and peace to both you and your loved one. Take this time to express gratitude, provide comfort, and reassure them that they are loved. If this video has been helpful, we encourage you to leave a comment sharing your thoughts or experiences. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to continue receiving valuable insights on elderly care, health, and emotional well-being. Your support helps us create meaningful content to inform and inspire families going through this journey. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. One of the most heartbreaking changes that can occur in an elderly loved one's final year is a noticeable shift in cognitive function and emotional engagement. Many families may initially dismiss these changes as normal aging, but when forgetfulness, confusion, and withdrawal become more frequent, they could indicate that the body and mind are preparing for a deeper transition. In the early stages, you may notice small lapses in memory, forgetting recent conversations, struggling to recall familiar names, or misplacing everyday items. Over time, these lapses may grow into more serious cognitive issues, such as an inability to follow conversations, trouble recognizing familiar faces, or becoming easily disoriented in once familiar places. These symptoms often stem from the brain receiving less oxygen and nutrients as circulation weakens, leading to slower processing and increasing moments of mental fog. Another major sign is emotional withdrawal. A once social and talkative individual may start speaking less, avoiding interactions, or spending long hours in silence. It's not that they don't care. It's simply that their brain no longer processes emotions and social engagement in the same way. Loud environments may feel overwhelming, conversations may seem exhausting, and eventually they may retreat into their own world. For families, witnessing a loved one become distant or confused can be emotionally painful. The key is to meet them where they are, speak gently, offer reassurance, and create a calm, familiar environment. Even if they struggle to engage, your presence still provides comfort. Understanding this sign allows you to adjust expectations and focus on meaningful, peaceful interactions, ensuring their final months are filled with love, patience, and dignity. As the body enters its final stage of life, one of the clearest physical signs is a weakened immune system. You may notice that your elderly loved one, who rarely got sick before, is now catching colds, infections, or even small wounds that take much longer to heal. This is not a coincidence. It's a sign that the body is losing its ability to repair and defend itself. One of the most common issues is recurrent infections, including pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, and skin infections. What used to be a minor illness now becomes a significant health challenge, often requiring stronger medications, longer recovery times, or even hospitalization. Unfortunately, in many cases, these treatments become less effective as the body struggles to fight back. Another warning sign is slow wound healing. Small cuts, bruises, or pressure sores may linger for weeks without improvement. Poor circulation prevents oxygen and essential nutrients from reaching the affected areas, making recovery difficult. In more severe cases, pressure ulcers, bed sores can develop, leading to further complications. What's even more concerning is that infections in elderly individuals don't always present with typical symptoms. Instead of a high fever, they might experience confusion, extreme fatigue, or a sudden loss of appetite, often leading families to overlook the true cause of their decline. For caregivers, the focus should shift from curing to comforting, ensuring proper hydration, skincare, and minimizing stress can help improve their quality of life. Recognizing these changes early allows families to prepare emotionally and provide compassionate care, making their loved ones' final months as peaceful and comfortable as possible. One of the most telling signs that a person is approaching the end of life is a noticeable change in breathing patterns and circulation. You may observe that your elderly loved one breathes more slowly, with occasional pauses between breaths, or experiences irregular breathing patterns, sometimes deep and rapid, other times shallow and slow. In medical terms, this is known as Cheyne-Stokes respiration, a natural part of the body's slowing functions. Another key sign is weakened circulation, which can cause the hands, feet, and even the nose and ears to feel unusually cold to the touch. You might also notice a bluish or pale discoloration in their fingers, toes, or lips. This happens because as the heart weakens, it struggles to pump blood efficiently, prioritizing vital organs while reducing circulation to the extremities. Shortness of breath is also common. A person may find it difficult to breathe even while sitting still, needing to catch their breath more often. In some cases, fluid may build up in the lungs, causing a persistent cough or gurgling sounds. You might assume it's just congestion, but in elderly individuals nearing the end of life, this often signals that the lungs are weakening. For families, these changes can be distressing. It's natural to want to intervene, but at this stage, comfort becomes more important than medical treatment. Keeping your loved one's environment calm, using pillows to elevate their head, and ensuring gentle, reassuring presence can ease discomfort. Recognizing these changes helps you prepare emotionally, allowing you to focus on providing peace, dignity, and love in their final days. As we come to the end of this discussion, take a moment to reflect on the 5 key signs that may indicate an elderly loved one is approaching their final stage of life. From unexpected weight loss and extreme fatigue, to cognitive decline and breathing changes, these subtle warnings are often overlooked until it's too late. Recognizing them early gives you the opportunity to prepare emotionally, provide the best care possible, and cherish every remaining moment with your loved one. Instead of fearing these changes, use them as a guide to ensure their last phase of life is filled with dignity, comfort, and love. Whether it's through small gestures of care, creating a peaceful environment, or simply being present, your support matters more than ever during this time. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment below and share your thoughts or personal experiences. Have you noticed any of these signs in a loved one? How do you plan to support them through this stage? Your insights may help others going through the same journey. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. We'll continue sharing valuable tips on elderly care, health, and well-being, so you never miss out on important information that could make a difference. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.